Living with a narcissist can be an incredibly challenging and draining experience. Narcissists have a way of manipulating and controlling their environment, often leaving those around them feeling confused, anxious, and emotionally exhausted. Here are 10 things that often happen when you live with a narcissist. First, let's talk about constant criticism and devaluation. Hey, ever feel like nothing you do is good enough? That's often a sign of dealing with a narcissist. Narcissists have this nasty habit of constantly criticizing and belittling those around them. No matter how hard you try, it's never enough for them. This constant stream of negativity chips away at your self-esteem. Over time, you start doubting your worth and abilities. It's like living with a dark cloud over your head. They do this to keep control and make you feel inferior. The more they criticize, the more you doubt yourself. Remember, it's not about you. It's about their need to feel superior. Recognizing this pattern can help you start reclaiming your confidence. Next, emotional roller coaster. Ever feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster? Living with a narcissist is just like that. One moment, they're incredibly charming and loving. The next, they're cruel and dismissive. This constant shift keeps you on edge. You never know what to expect from them. It's a wild ride that leaves you anxious and stressed. Their unpredictable behavior messes with your sense of stability. You're always waiting for the next emotional swing. This uncertainty can really wear you down. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to finding balance again. Here is another one. Gaslighting. Ever heard of gaslighting? It's one of the sneakiest tricks narcissists use. Basically, they make you question your reality. They'll deny things that definitely happen. You might remember something clearly, but they'll twist the facts around. Suddenly, you start to doubt your own memory. They accuse you of being overly sensitive, or they'll say you're irrational. This makes you feel confused and very insecure. It's like your brain is in a fog. All this is done to control you, to make you rely on their version of reality. It's their way of keeping power over you. Recognizing gaslighting is super important. It can help you start to trust yourself again and take back control of your life. Number 4, isolation. Ever wonder why you're seeing less of your friends and family? Narcissists often aim to isolate their partners. They create conflicts between you and your loved ones. They spread lies to turn people against you. Sometimes they make you feel guilty for wanting to spend time with others. Over time, you start depending solely on them. Your world gets smaller and smaller. You rely on them for support and for validation. This isolation makes you feel lonely and more controllable. It's a clever way to gain power over you. Listen closely. Identifying this tactic is crucial. It can help you reconnect with others and regain your independence. Building back those relationships is critical. It helps restore your confidence and sense of self. Next, let's talk about walking on eggshells. Ever feel like you're tiptoeing around someone to keep the peace? That's a common experience with narcissists. To avoid their anger or being ignored, you find yourself always trying to please them and dodge any disagreements. This constant effort creates a tense atmosphere where you feel like you're walking on eggshells all the time. It's exhausting. You're constantly on edge, afraid of setting them off. This behavior is designed to keep you under their control. It makes you doubt yourself and your actions. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to reclaiming your peace of mind. Learning to set boundaries can help you regain control over your own life. Number 6, manipulation and control. Notice how sometimes you end up doing things you don't really want to do just to keep someone else happy? That's a classic move by narcissists. They're experts in manipulation and control. Using guilt, fear, and intimidation, they twist situations to their advantage. They might even withhold affection, money, or resources to maintain their power over you. It's a sneaky way to keep you under their thumb. They know exactly how to make you feel obligated and dependent on them. This manipulation can leave you feeling powerless. You might feel like you have no choice but to go along with their wishes. Remember, determining these tactics is crucial for reclaiming your autonomy. Setting firm boundaries and asserting your independence can help you break free from their control. Remember, you have the right to make decisions that are best for you without feeling manipulated or coerced. Let's move on to number 7. Lack of empathy. Let's break down why lack of empathy is a big deal with narcissists. Imagine dealing with someone who just doesn't get how you feel. Narcissists are like that. They're so focused on themselves that they can't really feel what you're going through. It's not just being self-centered, they actually can't understand or care about your emotions. When you're with someone like this, it can really make you feel like you're on your own, like your feelings don't matter. It's like they're in their own world, and yours just doesn't fit in. This kind of behavior can leave you feeling pretty isolated, as if you're not important in the relationship. You might find yourself constantly trying to explain how you feel, but they just don't seem to get it. It's frustrating because you want that connection, that understanding, but it's just not there with them. And that's a tough spot to be in, because relationships are about sharing emotions and supporting each other. When empathy is missing, it's like a vital link is broken. So if you're dealing with someone who lacks empathy like this, it's essential to take care of yourself emotionally too. Number 8, and this is terrible. Blame shifting. Let's talk about why blame shifting is a common trait in narcissists. Ever been in a situation where someone never owns up to their mistakes? That's what it's like with narcissists. They never take responsibility. It's like they always have this way of pointing their fingers at others when things go wrong. No matter what happens, they find a way to make it seem like it's your fault. It's frustrating because you end up feeling like you're always in the wrong, even when you're not. They're experts at twisting things around to avoid admitting they messed up. This kind of behavior can really mess with your head because you start questioning yourself and your actions. You might find yourself constantly defending or explaining things that aren't even your fault. It's like they have this need to always be right and never be seen as the one who made a mistake. In a relationship, this can create a toxic dynamic where you feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid of being blamed for everything. It's important to recognize this pattern if you're dealing with a narcissist so you can protect your own sense of responsibility and sanity. Understanding that it's not about you can be a big step in setting boundaries and maintaining your own peace of mind. Number 9, fear and anxiety. Now let's talk about why living with a narcissist can leave you feeling fearful and anxious. Imagine being in a situation where you never know what's going to happen next. That's what it's like with narcissists. They can be so unpredictable. Their moods can change in an instant, and you're left walking on eggshells, never sure what might set them off. It's like living in a constant state of alertness, always trying to gauge their mood and avoid triggering their anger. This kind of environment can create a lot of anxiety because you're constantly on edge, anticipating their reactions. They can also be emotionally manipulative, making you doubt yourself and your perceptions. It's like they have this power to keep you off balance, never quite feeling secure in the relationship. Over time, this can wear you down mentally and emotionally. You might find yourself second-guessing everything you say or do just to avoid conflict or criticism. It's important to recognize these feelings if you're living with a narcissist so you can take steps to protect your own mental health. Setting boundaries and seeking support from friends or professionals can help you navigate this challenging situation and find ways to cope with the fear and anxiety it brings. Here is the last one: emotional exhaustion. Do you know why emotional exhaustion is a common experience when dealing with narcissists? Living with someone who thrives on drama and manipulation can be incredibly draining. It's like you're caught in this cycle of emotional ups and downs, never knowing what's coming next. The constant need to navigate their moods and reactions leaves you feeling worn out, both mentally and emotionally. You might find yourself feeling depressed or hopeless, like you're stuck in a situation that's never going to change. Their emotional abuse can chip away at your self-esteem and leave you questioning your own worth. It's like they have this way of making everything about them, leaving little room for your own needs or feelings. Over time, this can lead to a sense of numbness or detachment as a way to protect yourself from further pain. If you're experiencing emotional exhaustion in a relationship with a narcissist, it's important to prioritize self-care and seek support. Building a support network of trusted friends or professionals can provide the encouragement and guidance you need to regain your strength and make decisions that are best for your well-being. Recognizing the signs of emotional exhaustion is the first step toward reclaiming your sense of peace and clarity.